Six.
Episode 6.
Hey, what's up, Game of Thrones fans? This is the Cop-Eye Kurt, and we're here to talk about tonight's spectacular episode, Season 7, Episode 6, Beyond the Wall. Lots of stuff went down beyond the wall. We've got 9 top moments that we're going to run through in rapid fashion. And then, as we always do, we do the 30-minute, 40-minute long breakdown of everything that happened in this episode in our group. That should be in the description as we speak. I've already typed it up. You can go to that link. You can click it to get approved to be in there. But let's go and get this thing popping. We're going to start with moment number 1, and that is the interaction between the squad. There was some complaints last time that this crew come together. They kind of had, reminiscent of how they were all connected and knew one another. And then all of a sudden, that was it. That's all we got. We got plenty of interaction throughout this entire episode. That's how this one started out. Tormund pretty much cracked me up the whole time, cracking jokes on Gendry, asking the Hound, like, what happened to your face? Did you trip in a fire? And just going back and it was great. It was great seeing the interaction between the two. It was funny. I mean, for this whole episode, it was nice to have all of those people in one place talking smack to one another. Probably two of the best in the whole episode, which was Tormund and the Hound. And talking about Brienne. Oh, I was down here, like, just think of the babies we would make, like little monsters. We'd conquer everything. It was so funny. And the Hound, he just kind of straightens up like, Brianna Toth, like, you're effing Brianna Toth. It was just so much goodness, man. But that's my moment number 1 to get this thing started.
Yeah, there's a lot of great conversations. Moment number 2, another conversation, probably not nearly as enjoyable. Just because we both kind of agree that this is just kind of getting like, bleh. But the conversation between Sansa and Arya, and just the fact that we kind of learned what, I mentioned last week what the note said, and it was, that what she had to write, that they basically made her write, which was nice that they gave us a little reminder of that at the beginning of the episode, because I'm sure there's a lot of people will be like, when would this happen? It was way back. In season 1. So, we got to see that. And Arya's, she's kind of like, what do you, I'm going to hold on to this, and it was the conversation between her and Sansa really kind of, man, it had to make Sansa feel worried, especially since she's seen everything that Arya could do. And, Arya's sitting there reminiscing about her dad. And then she was like, and then you and the Lannisters killed her. And she was like, well, what? Like, it was like that moment was just, it was intense.
Moment number 3, we go back to Beyond the Wall, and they get attacked by a giant dead bear. This was unexpected. We knew it was like they was on this voyage, right? This quest in the land of the undead, and you're not really sure what you're going to see, but you're going to get something. Wasn't expecting a bear, but I thought it was awesome. The one thing that confused me was when the first person got killed. It's like, first of all, who's that random person up there by themselves walking? Second of all, who was it? They just got devoured. Apparently, they have other people with them. I just missed that at the end of last episode. They had some cannon fodder there for the dead to take care of. And that bear was vicious. Thoros was pretty bad. He was handling that thing with a sword, and the light swords were going off. And then, what's his name? Froze. The Hound froze. He just watched it happen. I'm not really sure what anybody else was doing. They try to make it seem like it was kind of his fault that he froze and watched him, but there's literally nothing else to fight. And nobody else kind of stepped in, and Thoros has got bit all up in his chest. That's our moment number 3.
Moment number 4, they finally figure out kind of what they're there for, which we knew what they were for, but they got so lucky. How great is it to come across just one White Walker and a group of guys just kind of randomly taking a stroll through the woods, or in this case, the mountains, and they're able to attack them. They're able to take out, Jon kills the White Walker, and how convenient that they all fall down, except for one. Perfect convenience. Gotta love it. Gotta love how that stuff plays out. But they do catch that White, and there it is.
I want to talk about this more. We'll talk about it more in the group, but God dang it, so much happened right there. Let's go ahead and get this thing moving on, and that is, right after that, he sends out a battle cry that just shakes the foundations of the earth, and his squad comes out like, oh, our brother's in trouble. And here come the rest of them in a mad fashion. And basically the wits attack. Wait, did I put all that in a 6? That's where I jumped to. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at my notes. Like, so much happened. I gotta digest this real quick because I feel like we just jumped ahead. But yeah, pretty much. Or moment number 6, or the whites attack. Danny shows up. A dragon gets killed. John gets left behind. It's just like that whole battle moment. We just threw it all into one. Look, the reason why I put it down like that is because I couldn't write. Like, I couldn't take notes. Normally when I'm watching the show, I'm taking notes.
Yeah,
and when this happened, like, I was just in awe. Like, I couldn't breathe almost. My heart was beating. Tormund's like about to die. He's getting drugged into the water, and you're just like, what's going to happen? They save him. They bring him back. Like, you think they're surrounded. And then here comes the dragons. And I'm just like, yes, checking everybody up. I promise I thought one of those dragons was going to land and pick John up. I wanted John to ride one. I swear to God, I thought he was going to ride one.
Well, thankfully, one of them is still alive. One that just so happens to be named after his dad.
Exactly. So there's still hope. There's still hope out there. But yeah, it was a big moment. We put it all in one because we're going to spend a lot of time talking about this in the group. But that's how in rapid succession it happened. It was awesome. They was fighting to the death. She shows up, and John just kind of throws himself on the grenade and like, yo, I got y'all. So that's moment number 6, and it's a big moment.
It was a big moment. And the reason why we kind of got screwed up there is because when I was talking a minute ago, I basically took moment number 4 and 5 and put them together.
Well, the funny thing was moment number 5 was supposed to be a subnote that we're going to talk about later. So yeah, I was going to skip it anyway.
It's not really, but that's cool. Listen, man, this was one of them episodes, like Richie said, it's hard to take notes. It's hard to kind of track it. It's across the
pure awesomeness.
But we're going to go back to the other side of the boring story. I mean, the other side of the wall. And this was actually kind of a neat moment, and that's when Sansa found Arya's faces. And I'm going to be honest with you, them faces looked dry. They looked really dry. And because this magic has never been explained well, it's kind of like, it's one of them things that makes me want to just headbutt George R. R. Martin, get that book done. Because it just, to me, all them faces just kind of look like rubber. Like you don't, like you see it, her putting it on, it's not like she's just going to turn into the person. Yeah. But it was still cool for her to see it. You know, you saw Walder Frey. I couldn't really tell who the other cat was, but it was neat for her to see the face. And that scene was intense. Like you felt like that. You know, Sansa was freaking. Like you could tell she was just kind of like, what are you talking about? She's like, I could wear your face. She was freaking the knife to her. And then when she flipped it around and handed it to her, I mean, she flinched. She thought, I'm about to get it. You know, but that was a really good moment. Yeah. And definitely, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out next week.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. And let's move on to our next moment, which is another moment that we just kind of compiled a bunch of stuff together. And that's John rises from the water. This was the part that shocked me out. I knew he wasn't dead. You know, it was like, I knew he was going to come back. I just wasn't sure what. I guess he just swam back up to the top, used his long claw, climbs his way out. The whites, they look at him and are like, oh, there's one left. Let's go get him. Nah, man, Benjen shows up. You know, he rides in and
with the flame mace, man. Looks like something out of a video game. Just
yeah. It was awesome. It was a good scene. I'll leave that part and Nate, I'll let you take the end of 8 and 9 and put those together. Because it was a powerful scene that needs to be separated again. I was just kind of like,
yeah. It really, well, I mean, you know, he rescues John. John gets out. And you could tell Dany she's not digging the fact that John's not around. Like, again, just really upset. John comes back. She's excited. And she gets to see him. She sees the wound, man, which is the wound that she keeps asking, like, did you really take a knife to the chest? Did you really get? No, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, she sees it. You know, she sees the wound. And he basically tells her, you know, I'm sorry for what happened. She's like, I'm not. I'm glad I saw it. You have to see it, and we're going to destroy the Night King together. It's kind of like that moment. Like, yeah, we're gonna team up. And you know, John basically says, hey, listen, I'm gonna bend the knee. And she's like, well, you know, why? And he's like, you know, because you are amazing. Like that was basically like he was throwing out his best lines. Like, baby, you're amazing, and I'm gonna bend that knee. I'm gonna bend it all night.
He might as well have Boys and Men playing in the background.
Really should have. But that kind of, again, is like its own separate moment. But then the last moment, the most amazing moment, which is moment number 9. And that is Ice Dragon. Plain and simple. We get ourselves an ice. I mean, it's not an ice dragon. We know that. We know it's not really an ice dragon.
We're calling it Ice Dragon.
We're going to call it Ice Dragon.
Because it sounds cool.
Crazy theories out there of Ice Dragon. There's an Ice Dragon in a wall. There's an Ice Dragon under Winterfell. No, there's just some dead Viserion that gets resurrected. What I want to know is, does it blow blue flames? If it blows blue flames next week, if we see it next week and it blows blue flames, I'm going to lose it. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to lose my mind. That's going to be awesome.
Dude, it would be magnificent. But guys, that's pretty much the breakdown. That's our top 9, 10 moments of
12, maybe 13 in there.
Who knows? We rammed a lot together. Wasn't very organized, but I'm sorry. That's what this episode did to me. It was just like like so much craziness. But we're about to calm down a little bit. We're going to go over to our group. We're going to break this stuff down. So if you want to stick around and hear us like really go into depth, that is what we're about to do. You can, like I said, you can click that link that's there in the description. And guys, man, that's all we got. It's a wrap. Until next time, we are out.
See you later.